let's tell you about Palace. Rolling straight to the ceiling, crowns and crystals, top like journeys, dishing out malice. Rolled up, South London's grandest, far from bandits. Anything earned for a goal of innovation, just passing the team over here might finish out bright future we can't vanish. It's E25 any day, that's sellers. Rev up the engines, no more reverse reactions, fan cams, bands on stream. Share up the team, support the dream team when eagles fly, make noise and scheme. Dare to dream or dream to dare, taking a step to become supreme.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. It is the Villa match preview. And sorry I sound a little deflated. I'll explain why in a minute. Oh, man. The Conference League fixtures have come out. Now, as a school teacher, the only day I could have made would have been the 23rd, because of half term. And I was really hoping it was a away game. But it's not. So until the knockout stages, I won't necessarily be having that away day myself, but the rest of the team will be looking to get out there. They will be looking to get out there for all three of them, I believe, which will be incredible. So we will be looking to get you that Conference League content for you. I hope I get an away day done somewhere. Or do I have to pretend I'm sick or something? I don't know. Anyway, we're here to talk Villa. We are here to talk Villa. First things first, as per usual, please smash the like button, subscribe if you're new. And if you haven't seen it this morning or this afternoon, I had a chat with Villarreal fan TV, Julian, about Pino, and he was able to give us a good insight into his strengths, his weaknesses, what he will offer Palace, how he feels about the decision of him signing for us, and so on and so forth. One thing I will tell you, he works very hard. So you could tell that's already a Glasgow signing. Big up Ron says here, Liverpool have just made a 35 million bid for Guehi. Yeah, the club are considering it. I mean, the fact that the club have put a counter offer in. Yeah, I mean, it's on my agenda. We're definitely going to have to dissect that one because it's mad. It is mad. Big up the dog. If Pino can absorb all the info he needs and he's ready in Glaston's eyes, start him. I think so. Glaston normally talks about having players take a week or two to get used to the system, in all fairness. And obviously after this game is going to be an international break, so it'll be very interesting to see. I would like him to start because I just think we need that attacking threat, but I wouldn't be surprised if he is on the bench. But then that also depends on the Will Hill situation, because I know there's like a concussion protocol. However, I did see him training. He was in the training video, so let's wait and see. Big up SE CPFC, we cannot accept that bid. Yeah, at this stage of the window, for me, we can't accept it. If we were going to accept it, I don't understand why we're scrambling along trying to find a replacement. So you've got obviously this Salisu on loan. I think today's one said Joe Gomez on loan. Why are we scrambling? If we knew about this 12 weeks ago, in fact, we even knew about this from when we rejected the bid from Newcastle last season, that Mark potentially would go. Why have we not got this all in order? Yeah, we'll see. Big up, Chairman. Where I was saying we should keep going, I think so as well. No, don't worry, Mary. It's the run of the mill. The funny thing is, with me, I don't have enough points, so getting a ticket would have been touch and go anyway. And I know Chairman would have been very helpful in trying to sort that out himself. I just wanted to travel away. Even if I wasn't in the stadium, just wanted to be in and around it. But when we get to the knockout stages, I was speaking to Ali, who's another teacher. He's in the same predicament, and he said the quarterfinals is during, I think, Feb half term. And then the final obviously is during the May half term. So there's light at the end of the tunnel. But let's see how we get on, obviously, with the tournament. Where we get to? Roy asking if Riyad's fit. Nope. I think they're looking at end of October, I believe. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, no, you know what? It's a decent start for Leeds, you know. And this is the thing with, I would say, newly promoted sides. Just make sure you're doing all right at home, and that's 4 points from home, you know. So that's a good start for you. I hope we don't accept it. Nothing much has changed from Liverpool. And the thing is, with Liverpool, we we knew they were interested, but they only just put in a bid. Like, come on. The only thing I could think of is they've only put in a bid because we're severely considering accepting it. You know, that's the only thing I can think of. But if that's the case, our players, whoever the replacement is, should be through the door. No, thanks, Mary. Hopefully there will be. Yeah, hopefully so. Hopefully so. And Guara says some 6 points as well. Yeah, from their 2 home games. Right, let's get into it. Villa. Now, obviously, we've got an amazing record against Villa, especially with Glasgow. But this Sunday's game is a bit of a weird one. I don't know how to take it. I don't know. I mean, Villa obviously have got 1 point from their first two. They drew with Newcastle and then lost to Brentford last week. But in that Brentford game, they literally dominated the game. And I think that might actually be a similar pattern for us on Sunday, which I'm not mad at because, sorry, as it stands, we don't really have the capabilities to break down a low block, and we know that Villa won't play in that fashion. And we've had joy before in playing the counter attack against them, so I think that's the way we should navigate this game. But both teams looking for their first win of the season. Both teams struggling in the transfer window. I think obviously for Villa's purposes, it's to do with PSR, which, can I be honest with you, this whole PSR thing, I think it's an absolute joke. I think the bigger teams, so called, are seeming to just get away with things. I mean, I find it ironic Newcastle complaining. I think they spent 200 million. Yes, it's on 3 players, but it's a bit mad. But yeah, some teams are able to spend 200 million easily, and other teams have spent. Well, we've got Pino now, so we had 27 million spent. So yeah, look. So Villa themselves, they need bodies, they need numbers. They had to lose Jacob Ramsey to Newcastle, but they're a very good side. They're a very good side, and Emery is a good coach, and so we can't take this lightly. The odd thing is they have not scored a goal yet. That surprised me. Time to typical Palace to turn up. And I wonder what would happen if they don't get any points tomorrow. I don't think Emery will lose his job, but it is a bit of a concern for them. What have we got here? 35 million is a joke or not? Yeah, it is a joke. And on top of that, I'm talking about replacements. Salisu, sorry. He's gonna. The club's saying no, like we can't let him go at this stage, you know. So I'm just hoping this all ball. Like, first things first, Mark needs to play tomorrow. He needs to play tomorrow, otherwise we're in trouble. And that brings me on to my next segment. The question is, will he start tomorrow? With all this news going on, will Mark Guehi start tomorrow? For me, I think he definitely will. I think Glasgow's going to play him regardless, you know. But then we kind of thought that with Ebbs, but then again, his one was a bit more agreed and stuff. With Liverpool's one, I guess we'll see what happens tonight with that counter offer and what happens with Joe Gomez and all like that. But I do think Mark will start tomorrow, and then if he goes after that, we better make sure we have bodies in place to take to line it as a replacement. And I think the frustrating thing on my end is that, all right, let's just say he does go. We're only linked with loans. So it's like, what's going on? Like, why are we acting like there's no money? It's really a joke. The other question now is Yeremy Pino. Now, thankfully, he has fortunately been registered. He's been registered, so he can be part of the squad tomorrow. The question will be, will he go straight into the starting lineup? So, what should our starting lineup be? And guys, put your 11 in the chat. For me personally, I generally think we should start him. Whether or not we do, that's another matter, to be honest. Because the only other thing is, I reckon it'll be Daichi Kamada back in the 10 if he doesn't start. Which I wouldn't be mad at. Like, we're going to need players that's got a lot of work rate. You know, I'm hoping that it's still Hughes and Wharton in the middle of the park because they've started off the season pretty well. And I wouldn't really want to change that at this stage. Let's see. Yeah, SC CPFC saying guess Kamada starts left 10. I wouldn't be surprised. Be up, Chloe. Selling Guehi now would be suicidal. Absolutely. Chairman saying if he's fit, start him. Yeah, I would start him as well. But I don't. I know Glasner likes to ease his players in. Teams like Forest will just spend what they want and take the points deduction. Do we need to do the dark arts and do that too? Maybe for obviously you can lose anything up to 10 points and stuff. We don't want to be losing that much, but I think they lost 4 points. Maybe we have to start playing the dark arts. You know, Chloe doesn't think he will start tomorrow. Reckon he gets 20 minutes, but if he starts, I wouldn't hate it. Yeah, I think that's the general consensus, to be honest. And stuff. So here's my starting 11. This is what I think will happen. Whether it happens or not is we'll see. So Henderson goal, the normal league back 5 in Munoz, Richards, Lacroix, Guehi, and Mitchell to come back in. The 2 in midfield, I think, will go for Wharton and Hughes. Son on the right, Kamada left, JP up top. That's what I think will go, and I think that's because, like, obviously, if Pino plays, I'm happy. But I think Pino will definitely come on in at some point in the second half, and then it will give it wouldn't give the international break a chance for him to bed in because obviously he's probably going to go play for Spain, so I think he's in the Spanish squad. But at the end of the day, I think this is a game that we just need to navigate. Get out there without a loss. Then Glasgow's got the international break. Gives the players a rest. The league phase of the Conference League don't start to the end of September. So we'll have, I think, 2 or 3 league games beforehand. 2 or 3 league games before that European games start. Do you see the dates have been revealed? Yeah, I actually made a little overlay, actually. So for those who haven't seen, I'm sure everyone has. But here are our European fixtures. Away to Kiev in Lublin. And then the 23rd, that was the one I was waiting for. The 23rd, and yeah, it's a home game. It is a home game. So, yeah, no away day for me. So back-to-back home games against AK Larnaca and AZ Alkmaar. And then into end of November, RB Strasbourg away. That would have been a good one to go away to as well. 11th of December, Shelbourne away. And then 18th of December, Cops at home. Moving on. Villa, like I said earlier, like obviously they haven't had a good start to the season, but it's not like they've not been playing well, and I think they've had to navigate a lot of difficulties themselves. Obviously, Rashford went off to, I know he's on loan, but he went off to Barcelona. Asensio hasn't come back yet. They've lost Jacob Ramsey. Who else is? However, they did sign Gassand, and obviously, yeah, I'm going to be out on my niece's birthday tomorrow. So I'm gonna have my phone to the side of it whilst eating. Or I might be able to get back home hopefully in time for kickoff. But I will be keeping a close eye on Gassan because it's a player that I definitely wanted at Palace. Obviously we haven't got him. Villa have, and hopefully he doesn't go and punish us for wanting to put $2 million down for his services. You know, but yeah. Once again, I think it's a team that we have to counter-attack. We're gonna have to counter-attack. Who's their goalkeeper now? Did Martinez leave? Let me have a quick look and see. Because yeah, there were rumors of Martinez leaving, but I don't think he did. England, let's see when they played Brentford. So their lineup against Brentford. Oh no, he did. Emily Martinez started. So Emily Martinez, then they had Cash at right back, Mings and Pau Torres, and Luca Digne at left back. Kamara and Onana in the 2 6s, John McGinn right wing, Tielemans in the 10, Marcus Rogers on the left hand side, and Ollie Watkins up top. So it's pretty much a side that we've faced before, to be honest. Did Munoz do the interview with Pino? Good question. I wonder if it was him or Speroni, because Speroni did translate for him when he was talking to the players. Strasbourg match, if it's given here in the States, imagine that big. Oh, you're going to be torn in it. You're going to have like the NFL, you're going to have the Paris game, and then a lot of food. A lot of food. No way. Kamara and Onana are out tomorrow. Right. So who does that leave? That means Tielemans will drop in, and maybe McGinn. Okay. They've lost some good strength and depth there. They really have. They really have. That's very interesting. That's made me feel a little bit better about myself. But yeah, another factor, guys, is our fitness. Our fitness. How fit do you reckon we will be? How fit do you reckon we will be? That's going to be the big question. You know, these Thursdays, Sundays, they're not easy to navigate. I think the plus side, though, is because it's a 7 p.m. kickoff, it's giving us a bit more time. I'm sure the players would have flown back Thursday night, had recovery on the Friday, you know, in preparation. However, I know under Glasgow we are quite used to like 3 games in 6 days, so I'm sure we should be all right. I'm sure we'll be all right. But obviously, I think Glasgow has to start using his bench more. I understand why he's not. He's definitely trying to make a statement. But we could run the risk of getting some needless injuries, you know. Like he used Romain SA for 25 minutes against Forest, and I think he did really well, you know. What do you call it? Davide, I think, only played like 5 minutes or so against Fredrikstad. You know, so I think we do need to, and I know it's obviously going to be circumstantial because depending on how the game's going and stuff. But until the board get these players through the doors, we're just going to have to use what we've got. Do we see wobbly legs like second half versus Forest? Yeah. Ayrton.
Hey, Rich.
It's a difficult question to answer because against Forest, we kind of went out at them.
Yeah.
And then got tired. But then if we're just sitting back in our, we could conserve some energy. As long as Villa are just kind of passing from side to side. So, I don't know. What do you want to see?
I mean, it feels to me like it's a real opportunity to mix things up a bit. It's interesting to me that we saw in the training video, you saw Yuzi back up. I think he was just on concussion protocol, so I think he's good to go. I think we'll see him. I think we'll see. I think we'll see more subs tomorrow. I don't know.
So.
I'm hoping so too. Like I've seen Caden Rodney in a lot of these, you know, trainings. I think the manager rates Rodney. I think he rates Cardines. That doesn't mean he's going to play him. I just think he rates them and wants to give them opportunities in first team training. It really depends on the situation. I don't know that you're going to see them out on the pitch, but I think we'll see a couple more subs. Yeah. Can we talk about Mark for a second here with the?
We can.
All right. I was so glad when I came in to see a lot of folks in the chat saying it's nonsense. It is nonsense. Like this is one of the things that drives me. I have a different complaint with the board than I think some fans do. But I do have a complaint with the board, and it's this, Rich. I wish we would look at the larger picture a little bit more. And what I mean by the larger picture is if you keep Mark, like the foundation of this team is that back line.
Really built, yeah.
That is the foundation of that team. And Mark is the anchor. And we can win a lot of games with that back line intact. So let's say you improve your place in the league by 4 or 5 places. That's somewhere between 14 and probably 17 million pounds in extra prize money. You don't even have to win the conference league. If you go deep and you say like get 10 million pounds in prize money, you don't win it, but you get some decent money. Now you're talking. Like at that point, and you had to pay Chelsea 20% if you sell at 35 million, you got to pay agent fees. Like seriously, 35 million, that is not enough to be meaningful to Palace at all. So like no, you need to like, and you don't want to frustrate the best ever manager we've had.
I mean, he's already frustrated, my boy.
And he's already frustrated. So like I just think, and it's very funny. I'm not on social media, but I am on The Athletic, and I've been arguing with Liverpool fans in The Athletic comments. Like, this doesn't make sense. Like, so I just don't think it makes sense. I think you have to, I mean, we're Crystal Palace Football Club. You have to strike while the iron is hot. And I think Mark is just too important. Just can't do it. I get that it sucks if he goes on a free, but you know what? We already bought the replacement for him. The long-term replacement for Mark was always going to be Chatty Riyad. Now we're getting in this Cavno kid from France who is not going to be the answer this season, but he's a long-termer as well.
Good player, by the way, but he's just not ready for now.
Yeah, he's wrong. That's fine. That's totally fine. Like, I just don't think in this situation it is worse if we make a habit of letting lots of players go on a free. But in the context of the situation we're in, it's worth the risk. It's worth the risk.
I agree. Chairman, what's your thoughts on the Sammy Mockbill report saying obviously that look, they've come in with I think 35 flat, but apparently Palace have counter offered.
Yeah, I heard. Is it the one we asked for Gomez on loan or something? Is that what we said? Is that the one you're talking about?
That was one of them, but there was another one that said it is 35 plus 5 plus 10% sell on.
Oh, okay.
That's still not enough for me.
I mean, to be fair, if he had longer contract, it's nothing, is it? I mean, but I agree with Tim now. I think that I think it's gone too late now, and I think we'll be panicking to get cover in now, and it'll be like a rush job. And I think you could end up spending 25-30 million panic buying something's absolutely rubbish, isn't it? At least with Mark, he might go at the end of the season, but you know what you're going to get for the next 4 or 5 months, don't you?
Exactly right.
Or even he might go in January.
Yeah.
But then it gives us time to actually sort the replacement out.
Well, and think about this. I asked the Liverpool fans this. Nobody had an answer for me. I said, can we flip the script a bit? Would you be okay if, let's say, Mark stays with us and goes on a free? Are you thoroughly convinced that he's going to Anfield and that's just a done deal? Because your offer suggests that's what you believe. Like, you can take the risk. If he doesn't come, he's coming anyway in like 9 months. I'm not so sure about that. Like, his head could get turned in January if Barcelona comes along and says, hey, we're on the continent and we're free to write a pre-contract. You want to do a pre-contract with us? Like, and then, I mean, they're taking a risk too. Nobody answered that question. So I don't know. I don't know. I just think, it's the important thing is I think that Pino, just looking at Glasner's demeanor in the video where we, the training video with Pino, he looked a lot different. He looked like some of the weight was lifted. He looked like he was enjoying himself playing the passing game, with Pino. I really think we've done something good to make him feel like, okay, they're taking me seriously. I think that could get immediately undone by selling Mark.
No, absolutely. I mean, even he did mention in the presser as well that it would be criminal to sell him with no replacement. There's no time. There is zero time to get a replacement in. And this is what confuses me about this alleged counter offer, or us even thinking that we should. Like, why have Liverpool bid? Are they trying to unsettle the player? Or have they heard you could bid now because we've got someone there? Like, the timing's just off.
I think it's because of I think Glasner said, didn't he, that he wanted Mark to play in the European game, didn't he?
Yep.
And I think they've taken that a bit literally, saying, "Okay, play the European game and then see you later." And I think that's their thinking, isn't it? He'll play the game in Fredrikstad and then he'll go.
Yeah, it also feels like classic negotiating tactic, Rich. Like, I don't think Parrish meant it that he was desperate, but I think the comments he made after the first leg of the Fredrikstad game, where if Mark goes on a free, like he can stay if he signs a new contract, and he sort of gave a little bit of, I think unintentionally, gave a little bit of panic vibes, and I think that Liverpool took that and said, well, they're desperate to sell him. Like, I think we've given off the vibe that we are.
That was the worst thing to do.
Yeah, I think he made a mistake there. I really think he made a mistake there, like giving off vibes that we're desperate to sell him, when I don't think that's actually true. So yeah, I don't know, but I think that's the reason why they think they can get away with it. Like, you don't do that, like that kind of offer of 35 million pounds and no add-ons, like that. No, that's a, well, you're desperate to sell, so here we are. It's frustrating, but I think we're gonna have Mark September 1st after the window shuts. I think Mark is still gonna be a Crystal Palace player. I will make that.
I'll be happy with that.
I would be very happy with that.
Honestly, he will skyrocket us up the table. He will skyrocket us through Europe, just because of that. That defensive unit right now is unbelievable.
Yeah,
I think what we have to also consider is that the promoted teams have started very well this year, haven't they?
Boy, so they sure have. How about that?
It's not going to be a given that it's going to be an easy ride in the top. The three promoted clubs will go down, so we have to keep an eye on the league, especially.
Yeah. And did either of you just watch the Leeds Newcastle game?
No, I didn't.
No, I didn't watch it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to overestimate Leeds, but I won't underestimate them either. They're quick. They're strong in the middle of the park, and maybe it was just because Newcastle look a little bit limp without Isak in the lineup. I think that's probably part of it. But they looked pretty decent in the middle of the park, and they were turning over Newcastle quite a bit. They also look very sloppy. They look like a recently promoted team, but they're gonna put up a fight. Like, I'm Sunderland apparently is far better than I gave them credit for.
Well, and the other two teams I thought would struggle this year was Bournemouth and Brentford, who sold a lot of players, but they've both made decent starts as well, haven't they?
Yeah, they do know that.
So it's going to be a difficult year this year, no question about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It will be. Wait, I thought this was dead.
It will be. They sold that Xavier Simmons to Tottenham, didn't they?
Yeah.
So they're not going to sell another one of their midfielders, are they?
Let us know.
He played today. He played today, and I thought he had a goal. So I would be surprised if that one goes through, which disappoints me because his profile I think really fits for Glasner.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a good point as well, actually, because as much as he's obviously allegedly agreed terms with Liverpool, and agreeing terms doesn't mean anything, just showing your interest.
Right. Yep.
Is that guaranteed game time as well? Because obviously they're starting centre back at the moment are Van Dijk and Konate. And don't get me wrong, Mark's better than Konate. Konate's start to the season has been shocking.
Yeah, he's been terrible. He has.
So I'm wondering if that's kind of forcing Liverpool's hand, like, oh my gosh. Oh. All right, so he's saying here with the Baumgartner one, I think we're going to buy instead of loan. I mean, we should
for Baumgartner.
Yeah.
Well, look, there's the deal up front for Pino was 21 million. For Cabno, I think it is 23 million. So you're at 44 million there. You're not getting all of the money up front for Ebbs, but roughly, like before add-ons, you're getting 60 million. So that's 16 million left, and then presumably you're going to sell not Ebbs, Jess. I don't know about Edouard.
We're going to talk about that, by the way.
Okay, all right. Yeah, let me pause on that then. Go ahead.
Jez. And guys, I know, sorry, we'll get back to the Villa game. One, it's difficult without a guest because we know what Villa are like. We can sum up in 5 minutes. Why on earth have we rejected £10 million to send him on loan, as the reports are saying?
I've not seen that personally, I must say. Well, where's he supposed to be going on loan to?
They haven't confirmed a team, but they're saying, we're open to a loan. We should have been open to the 10 million.
Yeah. That does not make much sense. Unless I hate that I'm even going to say this. The only reason you would loan but not sell Jess is you have a worry that Glasner is not going to be around, and the next manager might want a creative, crafty touchline winger, whereas this manager doesn't have any time for a crafty, creative touchline winger who can't play direct.
Yeah, I mean, my frustration with that sort of like mindset, though, unfortunately, Tim, is like, why are we preparing for him to go? We should have been doing all we can to make sure he stays.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's what we're doing. That's that's the only reason I can think. Or we just believe that, once Jess shows his real quality, then we will sell him for like 20 to 25 million pounds, and we want to sell him for 10 million. But I don't know, man.
I don't think we can, to be honest with you, Tim, because I don't think Glasner reckons him, and I don't think he's going to get the game time to prove himself.
I agree, unless he goes on loan and he's like a championship superstar somewhere.
Yeah, Glasner doesn't fancy him whatsoever.
No, definitely not. Yeah. I just don't see it.
So yeah, I mean, all right, I understand maybe rejecting the 10 million because we know Southampton have money. But if we've rejected it, they've gone, all right, fair enough, we'll get away then we've shot ourselves in the foot.
Yeah, that's right,
yeah.
Anyway, Chairman, let's go back to Villa a bit more. What's your thoughts on tomorrow's game? How do you see it going?
I think it's a good indication, actually, of how we'll perform after a midweek European game. I know it wasn't that massively far, but obviously still playing the game, still travelling back, and then probably no rest time at all. It looked like they trained. I'm guessing they flew back straight after Norway. They trained next day. They got to travel up to Birmingham probably today. I think it's going to be tight and cagey. I don't think they've started very well. I think our two draws are. I think we've actually started pretty well, actually. Have we? I mean,
they're good draws. Yeah.
I think what we can say is that the way Chelsea is looking better by every game they've played because they're smashing everybody else now. So it just shows. I think it's only going to be very, very tight. But Glasner has got the hoodoo over Villa, isn't he? And I hope
Yeah.
along it continues. And to be fair, when we won in the cup there 2-1 when Devaney scored, I seem to remember Eze went off injured really early.
Yeah, he did.
So
did Wharton, I believe.
yeah, so we played without him and we still got past them. So we know how to get around their tactics. I think it's going to be very tight. I wouldn't like to say which way it's going to go. Normally you'd still take a draw, but the way things are going, we're going to get 3 points somewhere, aren't we?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Tim?
I would mostly agree with that, and I think it's going to be very interesting. I wonder. I mean, I guess we don't have Villa fans on here, so we don't know, but they just typically and classically play such a very high line that it's just food and drink for us to get in behind, and that has been how we've come at them every single game. I wonder if Emery is getting a little more conservative because of the injuries they've had, or if he's just going to play the way he's always played. If he plays the way he's always played and played that very high line, well, then I expect there's going to be significant opportunities. And it wouldn't surprise me. I'll make another possibly stupid prediction, but you know who likes making runs in behind, who could play in this game if he doesn't start, but I think he probably will start, it'd be Daichi Kamada. And he has scored against Villa. I think his only Palace goal is against Villa, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's a game that probably will be cagey. And we get to, it's like I said before, Rich, our back line keeps us in these games. It always gives us a chance, even in games where we have tired legs. So I think we can at least get a point out of this, and hopefully 3.
Absolutely. I'm just trying to quickly go on Transfermarkt to see if they've got an updated with its injury / suspension list. Staff, rumors. Nope, nothing that I can find. I'll keep looking for it. If I do find it, I will let everyone know. I briefly had said my starting 11. Chairman, who would you have in your starting 11 for tomorrow's game?
Well, I think one thing to say about Palace is that you haven't got to be the brain of Britain to work out who's going to start, have you? Because he pretty much starts the same team. And we've got no squad, have we? I personally think that Pino starts because the way he was running around in training on the videos, I think he'll put him in that Eze role. And I think it's probably good to start away from home as well because pressure's a lot less, isn't it?
Yeah, wouldn't hate it.
So, but no, I would say it'd be exactly the same team, same back line. As you said, did you say there could be a couple of injuries tomorrow?
So apparently, according to the chat, that's what I'm trying to search out for.
Well, I mean, to be fair, if it is
and Kamara.
So then the Devaney would sit in the middle with Wharton, and then Pino starts. Our only issue there is we just have no bench at all.
Well, you would have. I mean, if Devaney is in there with Wharton, then you would have both Kamada and Hughes on the bench, surely.
Well, if they're injured, I'm sure one of them will start if they're fit.
I think. We saw Hughes in training, so I would imagine that Hughes is on the bench. I don't remember if I saw Kamada during the training video, but I thought he was fine. I thought Glasner said he was fit. So I don't know. Maybe not. I mean, but I wouldn't hate that either if it's Devaney and Wharton. I mean, I think that is actually the place where we want Devaney.
Yeah, I've got some information here from Glasner's presser. So it says, question mark will Hughes, we'll see. We'll have to assess in the next 2 days if he's available. It said that Kamada looked very well. Chris Richards' ankle was swollen, but it was better afterwards, so he's got good treatment. So it'll be Richards and Hughes that will be the question marks on our end. For Villa, according to PremierLeague.com, Andres Garcia, Ross Barkley, and Boubacar Kamara. Nothing on Onana just yet, but those are the three that are out. Go wait and see. Yeah, I think it will be a tight, cagey game. I think the Villa fans will have an air of nervousness about them, not just because of the way they've started, but because of the history against us.
Yeah.
You know, it's actually weird that for the first time we've got a team that actually are thinking, "Oh my gosh, Palace are coming to town." You know.
Yeah. Go figure.
And even on that, I think you're right. When we played them in the 2-2 draw, Ebbs was injured for that as well. Because wasn't not Saab, Mateta, and Devaney at the front three? Devaney and Mateta and Saar scored.
That was a league game when it was straight off.
One, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think you might well be right. Actually, yeah.
So yeah, he'll find a way. I think it'll be such a perfect game for Pino, though. Especially up against a Matty Cash right now, who, yeah, just doesn't have the pace. Tyrone Mings is a left-footed centre back playing right centre back at the moment, and Pau Torres hates Ismail Assar. So it's a chance to get at them, to be honest.
Yeah.
It really is. We'll just have to wait and see.
I mean, we looked knackered, didn't we, when we about 15, 20 minutes into the Fredrikstad game, didn't we? So everyone was sweating, everyone was tired.
Yeah. No, it was tough for them. The ball was holding up on the pitch. It was a very, very tough game.
It was, definitely, yeah.
And obviously, whilst you're in the whole emotion of it, you're thinking, "Oh, do better, do this," and then this is why we tend to have those match reactions the day after. Because then when you look back at it, it's like, well done, guys. You navigated a very difficult situation out there.
Yeah.
For us to get to the knockout stages. But yeah, I guess we'll leave it there. I'm not going to ask score predictions because we're not going to jinx anything.
There
you
go.
Look, I think between now and midnight, my eyes are just going to be all over like Twitter or X to see if that Canva is completed, to see what the update is with Mark, and to see if there's any rumours of us getting any other players. But my God, we love leaving it late. Oh boy, Monday is going to be torture.
Yep.
Chairman, Tim, thanks as always. Chairman, I'm going to go on that website and order that. Have you got the plaque with you?
Yeah. Oh, I haven't. It's downstairs. I can go and get it for you too.
Nah, don't worry about it. I'm going to go and, I'm going to go and order it now. And potentially one from the stadium tour with the family. Get another canvas in. Right, guys, tomorrow will be the watch along. I know Nicky's going to be involved. I don't know if yourself and JC are as well, Chairman.
I'm not sure yet, Bills. Yeah.
Yeah, but I know Nicky said he'll do one. I'm out for my niece's birthday. But yeah, like I said, phone will be here whilst everyone's chatting. Headphones in. That's why I leave the hair out so that no one's going to notice. Look, if we could get at least a draw, we at least go into the international break, and then those two games after that, Sunderland at home, West Ham away, those are the games. And not to disrespect those clubs, but those are the 6 points we need to really.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything more than a draw tomorrow, absolutely fantastic.
Absolutely.
Like, share, subscribe, everyone. Thanks for all your love and support. And like I said, if you haven't seen the interview with Julian from Villarreal Fan TV, go check that out. It was a nice discussion earlier on about Jeremy Pino, who he says we're going to love. So I'm happy about that. Up the Palace, everyone.
Up the Palace.
Eagles.
Yep. Still nobody answering me on The Athletic. I don't know.